another one over there too.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, they're just real small things.
Oh, once they're full grown.
This one doesn't seem like it.
Oh yeah, that's good picture.
Oh, we get how many people. It's not a dog skin.
I'm sure they put real holes in the hand. I don't even see that. Yeah.
Oh, look at that one. They're adorable.
Oh wait, they're on the bridge.
Oh, crap.
I wonder if we can get a picture from that.
Very handsome Nevada Lika is also in here, but I told you guys these are red foxes. What's the matter with this picture here?
Not red. You lied to
They
us.
are not so red. Does anybody want to guess why? I'll give you a hint. It's not because winter time comes here. No guesses? No? Okay. Well, these guys, their parents actually came from, I don't think it tastes very good. And I told you guys we don't need to waste these animals because they're very important to our ecosystem. They eat around 2,000 rodents per year. Like I said, guys, 2,000 rodents less we have to see in our home or workplace, right? Yes. As well as they can take diseases out of rodent populations. How many of you guys heard of the bubonic plague or the Black Death? Yeah? They can actually even kill wolves almost every year because they mistake the wolf for a coyote. In order to be a hunter, you should know what you're hunting, right? Yeah. They think so for the elk and deer because if you were to shoot the opposite, you can face fines, possibly go to jail, and get your license revoked. But for some reason, there's a policy called the McKittrick policy, which states if you shoot an endangered animal such as a wolf, you can be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was a wolf. And you can get off with a slap on the wrist. We don't want that to happen to our wolves, do we? So we're going to get rid of that McKittrick policy, right? Yes, indeed we are. Any questions?
What are your treats?
They are basically, I think today these are a mixture of a nice lovely steak and a lovely roast. They eat better than I do. But then again, I am a volunteer. Okay, guys, in this enclosure we have the very handsome Micah. Kiara is also in here. However, she's a little bit more difficult to coax out from her nap, so she's probably going to stay nappy. But have any of you guys seen The Gray with Liam Neeson? Yeah? They portray Alaskan interior wolves as being 300 pounds and man-eating geese. Kiara's an Alaskan interior wolf. She weighs about 85 to 90 pounds. Typical female wolf weight. Typical male wolf weight is Micah here, which is about 100 to 105 pounds. The largest wolf ever recorded was 179 pounds. So I'm sorry guys, they do not become 300 pounds, nor are these guys man-eating beasts. Kiara, if you were to interact with her, she gives you a soft little sweet lick and then runs away because she is very shy. Micah, he will give you the full experience where he licks your face nice and clean, and if you pet him just right, he'll actually roll over for belly rub. In these enclosures? No. They are meant to be fed a nice high-protein meat diet to allow their bodies to grow correctly. So Saban, he came to us with the curvature of the spine as well as being very scrawny. But he lived a long, happy life here. And when he did pass away, Kiara, the female, she would lone howl, which means out of respect, none of the other wolves would howl with her because she was in grieving. It was a very painful sounding howl. We could not take much more of it. So we introduced Micah here. Now Micah, he had never before seen a female wolf. He had his eyes to the ground, his tail between his legs. It was like, no, I don't even know what to do with that thing over there. Kiara took one good look at Micah. She's like, you know what? That is one handsome looking wolf right there. She got down in puppy play stance, forearms on the ground, butt in the air, and was wagging her tail. We knew his love, so we introduced Micah to the enclosure where they ran behind those rocks for about an hour doing who knows what, and they are happily called our honeymooners from then on.
We're very excited.
Okay, guys, in this enclosure, we have the very handsome Navi and the very beautiful Tala. Now, Tala, she looks a little bit smaller than the wolf we just saw, as well as smaller than Navi, right? That's because Tala is our accidental pup that we had here. We are a non-breeding facility, so we neuter all of our males and try and keep our females intact. That doesn't mean, however, we didn't have an accident. She was a result of one of those accidents. Her and her brother. We had no idea, we were not expecting her, so her mom did not get the proper nutrients, so she developed a metabolic bone disease, Tala did. So it stunted her growth, so she's only about 55 to 60 pounds, being quite small for a female wolf. But don't let that small size fool you guys, she was actually alpha of this enclosure for the longest time. But Navi here, he is known as our Mr. Hollywood. Naturally, he had to develop a personality to match, right? Right, yes. So he decided, you know what, little girl, I'm not going to be bossed by you anymore. Way over there, Tala. Looks like I missed it. He is our Mr. Hollywood because he has Hollywood connections. Does anybody want to admit to saying they have watched Twilight? I'll admit it for those of you not admitting it, because during Halloween it's on like every weekend. Sorry. Like that is much too far. Okay, guys, in this enclosure we have Shunka and this very beautiful wolf back here. This is Coda. Dang it. Stay away. That one, I promise.
She's just like, no,
Coda's like, I will
I
have
don't
it.
want it.
Best
And
reaction
Shunka
ever.
here, he's not particularly fond of getting up because he is 15 years old. That is quite old for a wolf. They only live to be about 14 or 15 years old in captivity. In the wild, they live to be about 6 to 8 years old in low hunting areas. In high hunting areas, they only live to be about 2 to 4 years old. So he is an old guy indeed. And you'll see he has a bit of purple streaks going throughout his body, right? That's because of biting flies. He's not as quick as the other wolves. He can't get them off as fast. So he does get some sores from that. So we put basically iodine on there, which is a purple iodine. So he looks like a punk rocker now. But Shunka, he is also an oddball because of what he is. He's an Arctic wolf, timber wolf mix. Now those two species, they generally don't come into contact with each other and make that unique combination. However, he came from a place in Puget Sound. They did not believe in spay or neutering their animals, so we got him. And we're very happy that we got him because you guys can say you have officially met the legitimate mayor of Divide. That is the town that you guys are in right now. Our town is much too small to have an actual mayor, so we nominate our animal mayors every year. She's like, I will get that one too. Don't the other one right next to him. That's it for later. So I know it looks like he's sleeping.